Hey everybody, and welcome back for another video where the saga of the rabbit coop continues. Alright, we still got some more work to do up there because look behind me. The rabbit house is still in the garage. That's not where it belongs. Okay, so I really need to get more work done to get the rabbit house moved up into the coop because that is the final placement as far as for now anyways. That is the current plan, is to get the rabbit house up inside the coop and provide 4 more bays for rabbits. So as you've seen up to this point in time, the rabbit hutches are done. They're in use, working out excellently. But the rabbit house is still here, and that was done first. But we needed the coop to be ready to accept the house and have a spot ready for it, and just kind of get a general sense of how everything was going to work out in the end. So I've measured things out, I've sized it up, and I think I'm happy with the current plan of putting the rabbit house in opposing the current rabbit hutches. So doors facing doors. Now that rabbit house there is actually quite big. Alright, it's about 27 inches wide, so over 2 feet, and in the space of the 8 feet that I'm working with up inside the rabbit coop, the current hutches take up 3. This is going to take up between 2 and 2.5. So it doesn't leave a whole lot of wiggle room at the end for walking between the cages. And from my measurements, I'm looking at about 2 feet, 26 inches of walking space between the cages. But I'm happy with that for now. It's going to suffice quite nicely. It'll be a little bit, tight as far as removing rabbit waste and stuff like that at times. But for current needs and current layout, it's what I'm going to go forward with. But I need to make a platform for the rabbit house to be perched up onto. So that's what we're going to do today, is build the platform. If everything goes to plan, we'll get the rabbit house brought up today as well, because it's a beautiful day, 18 degrees Celsius. We had lots of rain this morning. That's currently gone, thankfully, and it's time to get back to work. So I'm going to be building a platform. Lots of background noise out there. I'll talk to you as best I can. But we're going to head up to the coop now, and I'm going to start building that platform. And the platform is going to be a very similar structure to the floor that I made for the rabbit hutches. So you'll see a bit of parallels happen there as we go. So that's about it. We'll get to work, get some support bracing run down that mesh side of the coop. A little bit of wind here and there, but hopefully I'll get to capture everything that I'm doing enough for you to really grasp the picture that I'm seeing. And like I say, it's going to end up being a pretty tight quarters at the end, but it's all to be purpose made. It's not for luxury as it once was, but now it's more for purpose. It's going to be purpose built for, really getting our breeding program active and going and efficient, and hopefully it all pans out that way. We will see, but today is another day to get another step closer to our final goal. So let's head up to the coop and I'll meet you up there. Alright, here we are up at the rabbit coop. Here's the hutches that we made in the last few videos. Working out excellently. I can't say enough good things about it. But here is the area that I plan on putting the rabbit house. Alright, so basically I'm going to be running some supports down the length of this wall, trying to get things about even in heights, and basically I'll have about this much walking area when I'm done. So it's going to be tight, but it's going to have a purpose and should be good. So let's get started. Okay, so at this angle right here now, I'm showing you the rear corner. Alright, this is where the rear corner of the rabbit house is going to be going. And you see that when I did the hutches, I extended the support bar all the way over here, because I kind of knew that I was going to be doing some kind of caging area in this corner, and I wanted to have that, continued support for the whole length of the wall. So I'm going to have to continue this support now down this meshed wall, but I also want it as strong as the hutches as well. So I'm going to put a second support just below this one for everything to rest on top of as well. And ideally that'll give me a lot of support, because that rabbit house is quite heavy, and I'm trying to avoid having front legs going down to the ground, because I want the ground to be, malleable, able to be transformed and shoveled and raked. And so if I rely on supports going down into the earth, it kind of limits me into what I can do. Alright, so I don't know how far I got with that description of how things were going to go for the rabbit house, but yeah, I had a development happen in the background while I was filming here. And that development is that our buck, Smokey, I put him in the cage with Cookie because he was tussling a bit with Summer. And anyways, when I looked in, Cookie had mounted Smokey and had a fall off. So upon inspecting Smokey again, it appears that Smokey is a female and maybe bred. I don't know, but it could be trouble. Anyways, this is the reality of what I'm into here. So our buck with New Zealand genes, or so I was hoping for, turns out to be a doe. And yikes. Okay, so we'll see what happens there. Alright, yeah, Smokey is a bit too young to be bred, but it probably just happened. Alright, so we're in for a mix of things here. So with all that said, this is an interesting day. This is a very interesting day. And we've just had a real twist of things. But nothing I can do now. I got them separated again, and things are showing in the light that we're not seeing before. But I got to continue with this work and get the rabbit house moved up here and just start work. So I'll set you guys up now. I'm going to start building supports and we'll get ready to build out a frame for the platform. What I was trying to say earlier is that for the platform for the rabbit house, I'm going to want to do angled legs going down and attaching to the side here, because I don't want straight down legs relying on the earth below to support it, because the ground could shift or be shifted by me. So the goal is to have the legs come down on an angle and attach to the bottom runner. And so yeah, it's going to be interesting. But that was a really unexpected change of events as far as Smokey goes. And I don't know if Summer got at her first or if Cookie was first in line. Man, oh man, things have changed here for the wild and wacky. So there you go. Real life, transparent with you guys. I'm going to let this roll. It is what it is. So our breeding program may have just begun. Oh my. Whew, alright, time to start building. Wow. Alright, real life. Here's real life. Alright, let's get started. Wow. Alright, so now that I got my long runner supports done, I'm going to start framing out the platform itself. The platform I've worked out to be about 90 by 30 is what I need. So I'm just going to go ahead, start making cuts, start piecing all this together at the right points, gluing it, screwing it wherever need be, and we'll get all this together. Alright, so I'll set you guys up, and I'm just going to start cutting and piecing together. And let's see what we end up with when we come back. Alright, so at this point in time now, I've completed the framing of the 30 by 90 platform. I've put in this middle support, which goes down to one of the outside main legs. And I'm quite satisfied actually with how strong it is, but I have reinforced it quite generously. So I think we're good on that angle that I got going on there. And like I say, I'm still trying to be careful of my leg these days. But at least I got no trouble putting all my weight on this, and that's holding just fine. And I do not think the rabbit house weighs, in upwards of 185, 190 pounds, but it might be close. But that's my weight on one spot. We're talking about spreading the whole weight out over a 30 by 90 inch surface. So I think we're good there. I'm going to add some plywood sheathing on it there now. And just to complete like a tabletop type surface, and then the rabbit house itself can just lay right on top of that, and should be fine right in place. So that's the idea now. I got some plywood. I don't have anything that's 30 inches wide, so it'll be two pieces butted up together, and I'll get that done, and we'll come back and see what we're going to do from there. The weather is kind of turning a little bit. Don't mind the rabbits drinking off to your side there. It's probably a bit loud. But, I don't know if I'll get the rabbit house up here today. Maybe. It's a chance. But we'll see what happens. But for now, I'll get the plywood on and go from there. So there is that much finished. We got the platform ready for the rabbit house to go onto it. There's a good bit of wind out there now, a bit overcast, a bit gray. May turn back into rain, I don't know. But I'm not 100% sure if I can get a hand to get the rabbit house up here right now. But so that might have to wait till next video actually. And we'll do one more video dedicated to moving that rabbit house up here. I'm debating putting a little bit of outside paint on this, bit of exterior paint, just to preserve the wood since it's non-pressure treated wood, and it is going to be exposed to some elements of some driving rain in through the mesh wall there. So I kind of do want to protect it just for longevity, but at the same time I just don't out of laziness in a way. So that's about it for now. Let's say you've seen me do this platform. It's ready for the rabbit house. Definitely ran into some issues today regarding Smokey the buck. I don't know what's going on with telling the genders of our rabbits. They seem to be very fluent, and our best guesses, along with many other experienced people's best guesses, are turning out to be wrong. Like if you remember back when we first got bunnies, we had 5 does, which turned out to be 5 bucks. And anyways, that kind of luck has followed us along to this point where our New Zealand Flemish giant mixed buck is now a doe. And unfortunately, I put it in a condition where there was a fall off, and possibly more before today, because I've put that buck in I've put that rabbit in with other bucks before, so I don't know. And I don't know if that buck, keep calling her a buck, but it's a her now, so Smokey. I don't know if she's old enough to breed, right? I don't know the exact age, so yeah, it's an awkward situation, but it happens. We'll deal with it, but we'll move forward from here. So that's going to be it for now. Like I say, you see all the work I'm putting into this coop here, and I'm sure there are viewers of my channel that can reach a confusion point sometimes as to, you know, am I treating these animals as pets or am I treating them as meat? And they want like a clear distinction, right? You want to, almost like you want to treat meat rabbits more poorly than pet rabbits. And that's just not a thing with me. I'm going to treat my rabbits well as I can within my knowledge and experience. So, you know, and I'll put in a little bit of footage here now of the kids taking some of these rabbits out and putting harnesses on them and playing with them outside. I'll show you that there now. Right, so you've seen now how we treat our rabbits. We treat them in a pet-like atmosphere, but with the expectation of producing meat and protein for the family. So if you can't separate your mind of those two things and think that they can't be the one, maybe you'll have to reevaluate that in your own lifestyle and beliefs. But as far as I'm concerned, I can separate pet from meat, and I can give a meat rabbit a pet-like atmosphere without crossing the line and not being able to process it or harvest it. So that's not my problem. Hopefully it's not yours. Hopefully you can traverse this territory as well. They're great as pets and as meat production animal. Hopefully you can enjoy both, right? We enjoy the bunny stage right on up to the meat stage, and then we enjoy the meat. So maybe you can do the same. But that's just a little tidbit for you guys, but I'm going to leave the rabbit house here for now. There's still too many factors up in the air, literally and figuratively. And I'll dedicate the next video to the rabbit house move, and we'll get that up here in place, and the rabbit coop will be somewhat finished for a little while at least. I'll have other projects I can focus on at least once I get that much done. So, but we got to start the breeding program. If it hasn't already started, we got to figure that out too. So mark your calendars for 30 days from now. We'll find out whether or not Smokey got bred. Yikes. That's all I can say to that. It's yikes. We weren't ready for that. We were ready, but not ready. Either way, it's going to be meat anyways. We're not worried about it. We'll grow them out for meat, whatever happens if they come. But that's for another day. So as for now, wait for next video and hopefully see the next iteration of the rabbit house move, and that'll bring that into some form of completion, and we can get into a different topic of rabbitry and breeding and meat production. And there you have it. So till that next video happens, hope you're happy, hope you're healthy, take care of each other, and peace out.